family, welcome back to another video. If you're new, I'm Emily, otherwise known as Shamanism. You can call me anything, just don't call me late for dinner. Welcome to the channel. And if you're an OG returning, namaste, much love. Hi. Today, I didn't want to make today gimmicky or, flashy for titles. Again, all of the stuff I've been talking about recently. I didn't want to do anything in particular to grab your attention. And I've recently come across this awesome YouTuber. It turns out that YouTube, you guys, if you don't know this, by the way, YouTube apparently has scouts out now looking to help out small content creators. So that's really, really cool. That's the first thing. And that part of that I wanted to share was that I came across this content creator who has something like 18,000 some odd subscribers. And he's a guy, which I only say like that because in terms of in the general world, I don't really hear men talking about this. So I was fascinated because this young man, they are unbelievably, to quote the cool kids these days, woke. Just really very, very in tune with, there's just no way to not sound like a hippie saying it, but they're just very awakened and very hip with I would not even argue. I would say they are, sorry to compare myself, they're more awakened than me. And to be, man, the thing that I was thinking about was just, gosh, if I could, with this channel, it would be amazing if I could, but separate from that, if I could give you guys my, it's taken me almost 40 years to get to the understandings I have, which was basically the realizations that this young man was talking about. And I was just thinking, holy goodness, if I had that kind of awareness at that age, the things I could have accomplished, not in a regretful sense, just I sometimes wonder if the youth of now knows that they have that much potential power in their hands within themselves, which is sort of one of the reasons that I have a channel, is to be an authentic example of existing as your authentic self in whatever expression that is. That's why the title of the channel is actually Organically. It's because it is organic. It is me being my organic and authentic self, as well as I love plants and gardening. So I will share that stuff too. But the channel was and always will be about me as well. When I say about me, not about me, about us as a collective growing together, because what this young man talks about so much, which is so often just, it's lost in the drone of what life kind of is in this 3D reality. What he talks about is that we are all a piece of God. Everything in everyone's experience is God. And in fact, they even said, I wish I could remember exact words that they said, but basically that they wish that there was some other word we could use other than God, because God kind of comes with, it's a loaded word, which I agree. And the universe, it's kind of, I feel as if people take that as two connotations. Like they either fall into the camp that does believe in God as such, as per a human being type God, or they fall into sort of more my category, the universe, and God is not a gendered thing kind of category. So anyway, I just thought that that was very interesting. Anyway, the point of me mentioning that is just that if you're also a small content creator, yay for us, because in theory, there are YouTube, I don't know what they're called, scouts out looking to help us get seen, which yay us, if that's really happening, cool. And so I found this young man, maybe because of that, which props for that. The other reason I'm here making a video, and the main reason of the video, is that I just wanted to sit down with you guys to say a sincere thank you for being here, because it's something I think as of yesterday, it's 632 of you. And as whatever as that may seem, to me, that it might as well be 1 million people watching my video. That is absolutely craziness for me to think about, the fact that even a fraction of that number of people take value or find me entertaining or whatever, find a reason to sit with me and spend their very precious time. It means the whole world. And I have to share that it really, especially the fact that you guys have been here for so long. You guys have watched this channel evolve through, well, Lordy, you've watched it evolve through me evolving over the last 4 some odd years. And that has been a roller coaster, not all of which I have shared here publicly or anything. I can tell you though that if you've been with the channel, even just from watching the types of videos, then you know that this channel has evolved to the state at which it is now. And I'm sure it will evolve more still. And I look forward to that. And that is why I wanted to come and make this video and say a big, huge thank you to all of you who do watch. Because whether or not you guys know it, and whether or not I happen to come back by your channels and exchange the favor, as it were, that sounds very inappropriate, but I don't mean it like that. If I could, I would come to all of your channels and return the favor every single day. But let's be realistic. I don't think any of us is able to return 600 many comments in the first place. So I just wanted to express it thusly in a video, that I really do appreciate each and every single one of you. And that some of you that I can get to sometimes, I do watch your videos, and also your videos make an impact on me. No joke. So I wanted to say that because as a small content creator, I know it can be kind of discouraging, a lot discouraging. I mean, look at me, take me as a prime example. I'm 4 years into this, and in terms of what I would have liked to achieve, I guess you could say by now, you know, I'm nowhere where I'd like to be. But however, that being said, I'm also super unbelievably happy that there are this many of you. It blows my mind on a daily basis. Point is, the whole intention of me making a YouTube channel was to reach out to people, to reach them with this message that it's okay to be fully and authentically yourself. That is exactly what you are supposed to be. And that was why it was so beautiful to me that the video that I came across from this guy was, I think it was titled, "Just Exist, Bro." And normally I wouldn't watch something with a title like that, but it was a combination of things that made me watch, and compelled me, I should say, to watch. And I'm so glad that I did, because this guy's really wise, like genuinely. And side perk slash comment slash just amusing side note, he also looks a lot like Lip, the character Lip from Shameless, if you're familiar with that. Like uncanny resemblance. A living Lip before us, but totally doesn't share that name. Anyway, maybe I will link them. I mean, it's like me sharing my viewers with them would be a bit like throwing a singular blueberry at somebody who is a blueberry farmer, but you know, maybe I can help in some way. At any rate, I will recommend them though. I'll put them a link down to their channel, because just because their view alone really made me feel like hopeful again. That might sound really silly, and maybe that makes me sound really old, and I guess I'm getting older. It gave me so much hope that for the future generations, and God, now I do sound old. The wisdom of my 80-year-old. Oh, you know what I should do, guys? I should put one of my own photos into one of those AI Sims and like make it look like I'm 80 years old, because there are times where the wisdom just comes out and I feel like I need to channel my inner, you know, elderly woman.
Hello, Editing Emily here. I just wanted to add that, can we take a moment of appreciation of the weirdness of the types of things that AI generators come up with for animals and things? Like, can we discuss these birderflies, as I've taken to calling them, which are some kind of disturbing mix of birds and butterflies? At any rate, I did comically type in something like old woman to generate this image. So enjoy what the AI thinks is nature.
My inner crone. Anyway, I wanted to really sincerely thank you guys for your presence, because you, and also for those of you who are the content creators amongst my followers, who are friends of mine or not friends of mine yet or whatever, thank you for being out there and being visible. Because whether you know it on the day that you make that video, and whether or not, like, oh, that's to circle back to what I was saying. As a small content creator, it can feel like you're making videos for just yourself. And as someone who wants to positively reach and impact people, it can be really frustrating to feel like you're talking to the wall. Like, you know, I might as well talk to my statue here. You know what I mean? And no disrespect to my statue. I'm just saying, you know, it can be a frustrating thing, which I very much relate with. You know, I've been at this for a bit and I love it. And I'm so glad that I fell back in love with this, because when for a period of time there, and I don't know if this is reflected in my videos, I just wasn't feeling this passion, because I was making videos for the wrong reasons, as it turns out. And now that I am making videos when I'm genuinely inspired to share something, and now this is why I talk all the time about following your joy and your passion. And similarly to this beautiful human, I talk about just exist, man. What I am coming to realize is what this kid is learning at, God, I don't know how old he is. Let's just say maybe he's 25. That might be maybe aging him up. I don't know. At any rate, he's wiser than he looks. That is for certain. He is what they call an old soul for sure. And man, he just spends a lot of time talking about, the universe is everything, meaning that you right here listening to me right now, you might as well be me listening to me. We are each other. We are all a piece of the universe expressing itself in our unique individuation. Is that a word? Whatever. In our uniqueness. We're here to be that specific self-expression. And as I've spoken about in other videos before, that's a part of this one verse, one song. We're all, and a singular expression. Just, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good example to illustrate it, and I kind of can't. Let's just use the rainbow for now, right? Roy G. Biv, if you learned that, what's it called, an acronym in school? Roy G. Biv stands for red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And that's the colors of a rainbow. Would a rainbow look the same if it was missing any one of those colors? No, it wouldn't look the same. It wouldn't be the same. Just as I've said before in videos, the universe wouldn't be the same without your note in the one song, which is like, again, it's hard on our human mentals, which is also something that this human talks about very much. I think their name is Ryan, if I'm not getting that name wrong. And for some reason, I want to call them Ryan Reynolds, but I know that's going to be horribly wrong because I know that Ryan Reynolds is an actor, and I don't think that's accurate. So, but I'll have to get back to you on that one. And I will absolutely get the correct link in the description. At any rate, editing me, you better be on that. It really is true. Oh my God, guys, it's really true what they say. When you point one finger out, you're actually pointing 3 fingers back at yourself. I am literally talking to me right now. Are you talking to me? Tangents. Is that going to get clipped? I don't know. Meanwhile, to not lose the point of the video, although I'm being silly about it, I'm really grateful that you're all here listening. And the point that I keep somehow losing but trying to get to is that each of you in your individual voice actually impacts me as well. Like, no joke. I may not watch your video the day you make it. I may not even watch it in the month you make it, but I may eventually get around to your video. And some of you, that's sooner than others, just by way of the way the universe works. The point of me saying it is you're having an impact, even at the times when you think you aren't, even at the times when you think you look like garbage. And I'm just saying, because we're all human and the judgments, they kick in sometimes and you're like, oh, right, I'm back in the 3D crap. Like, got to get back out of that and back to love. I love this human for talking so much about all of the things that they're talking about. Honestly, I am absolutely going to, at some point, allot some time to binge watch their content just because, or just to tune in there whenever I need to check in and be like, and like ground again in a way, because they're so centered. They're so with it. Just that level of attunement, let's call it, is something that I aspire to still. I am much, much happier with where I am than where I was. And I also look forward to reaching a place like that where the duality of life is not that it's not present. Of course, it's always going to be a thing because that's how life keeps moving. There's a way though of like perceiving it from an outside perspective whereby though you're not so much carried along by the emotions of what's going on. And you can just pull back and objectively perceive what's happening without the emotional attachment, which I used to be sort of scared of and think that sounds awfully robotic. And what I've learned is it's not robotic. It's a really interesting thing that happens. Your emotions are like, I don't know how to explain it, but when you reach a point with your emotional development or your spiritual development, or maybe it's a combination of the two, you like gain this ability, for lack of ways to describe this, whereby you can turn your emotions on or turn them off, which means, let's say that you're in a really tough moment, like you're witnessing someone's passing or something. Let's say that you're really close to the person that's transitioning. So that is tough. That's hard emotionally. That's sad usually for most human beings. What being aware or in this level of consciousness allows you to do is to be present with that, to still hold the space for being sad about that experience, and yet to also not be so what happens with us is as humans, as emotions, is they kind of pull us in like the ocean current. And then before we know it, we're kind of wrapped up in the emotions and we don't really know what's going on. You know, a mentor of mine once said, when emotions are high, intelligence is low. And unfortunately, that is true. When our emotions are really high and kind of out of control, particularly when they're on the like negative side, I find anyway, they tend to derail us. And that's when we get distracted by what they call the hypnotic trance of life. But that's a tangent for a different day. Today is just to say a humongous thank you. And I may cut massive sections of this because I think I've waffled a bit more than I intended to. Maybe I will split this up into multiple videos. I don't know. At any rate, I really wanted to thank you guys sincerely from the bottom of my heart and soul fibers for still being present, because you guys have witnessed the journey that was the development of this channel and of myself, like I said earlier. And that means a lot to me that you guys have held the space for that and that you're still here for whatever the reason, whether that's you find me funny or even if you're laughing at me from a not so fun perspective. You know what? Hey, at least I'm lifting your spirits. That means something to me. I appreciate you, and I've said thank you enough that it's like sickening probably now to you. I hope it sinks in though. Let it sink in, because we don't often get to hear that our videos make an impact, and I can tell you guys that I watch your videos and you make an impact on my life. Sincerely. Even if you think it's, like I said, even if your judgment mind is kicking in and telling you that that video was XYZ or you looked XYZ in the video, the mental stuff. I can promise you that I have watched a video of yours that has changed my life, which is why it's so important for you to be yourself, to be here. This is a bit personal. I want to share it though. Many points during this year, I struggled with being here, with not, frankly, unaliving. And I really don't say that lightly at all. I actually say that very, very heftily. Is that a word? With weight. To have reached this point where I am now is really mind-boggling, because now there was a point not even that long ago, honestly, maybe 2 months, something, 3 months-ish, whatever, where I sincerely, without being like overly depressing about it, I just didn't want to be here anymore. I did not want to be a part of this game. And to have such a fast turnaround to that for reasons that I don't even begin to understand the grand orchestration that is happening behind the scenes. To be standing here now, though, in the awareness that I have, in the love that I have for people, and the newly renewed, whatever it is, passion for YouTubing that I have now, on a completely different level. I genuinely did not think I would be vlogging as such. I really did think that to start with this channel would probably be about the gardening. And as it turns out, I actually really enjoy talking to you all. Similarly to this person who I wish I could remember their name. I wish I was better at names. I want to call them Ryan, but I think that might be wrong. Either that or they genuinely do share the name Ryan Reynolds with the actor. That'd be kind of cool, huh? I don't know. At any rate, they look like the actor from Shameless, whose name I also don't know, who's an incredible actor, by the way. But anyway, that's another side tangent. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here, for witnessing the evolution, for continuing to hold space, for if you laughed at absolutely anything that I've ever said in any video, then thank you for laughing, because you made me one less cricket joke. And you know, that's just one of the harshest things in the world. If you're trying to be funny or whatever, want to be funny and make people smile, is that sound of crickets when you crack a joke. It's just that dead, like, worst feeling ever. So if you've been with me for this long, thank you so much for being here. Again, not to thank you overly, also thank you so much overly for being here. It really means everything, which is why this video even exists. And in the theme, as last time I was speaking about gratitude, I thought, what a better way to actually honor the gratitude than by practicing it actively on my channel. And I really do sincerely, you know, you may have heard them, the people, whoever they are, say that if you don't appreciate the singular viewer, then honestly, you maybe don't deserve to have any more than that in the first place. And I truly appreciate all of you. You are all important. You are all going to achieve your dreams, by the way. And oh, there's so many tangents I want to go into from this. To keep myself short, thank you with everything I have in me for being here and holding space. And I will do my best to bring you guys value and wisdom and truth and nothing but, because that is why I'm here. I'm a truth speaker at the end of the day, and a musician, and I have always known I was here to help. So whatever ways I can help, I'm here for it. And Spirit is the one leading the way. So they will be bringing through whatever it needs to be brought. So thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Namaste, much love, and I will see you, beautiful cats, in the next video. Bye. Or he's a male. And anyhow, is that other than the 2 mentors that I have collected, well, 3 mentors, I suppose. Okay, I take that back. I could be editing that for a while. I have a few mentors who are males, but like outside of them, I say he's a young man. I don't honestly have any idea what age this human being is. However, the point of sharing that, but is I just wanted to sit.